Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to So What, Now What TV. I'm super excited for tonight because I think it's going to be a bit of an adventure. I really don't know what to expect because I think this is going to be super fun, and I think we're going to get a lot of value out of this and have a lot of fun. Just to remind you all, So What, Now What TV for me is a way to help people pivot. You know, we come across things in our lives where, you know, you come to a point in your life and you don't tolerate this bullshit in your life anymore. So you pivot. Like, so what? Things aren't going great. You pivot. Now what? It's a time for a reset, a refocus, try to put some new habits into your life, which is what we're going to learn about tonight, getting new habits in your life and just really having a better attitude. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on to the show tonight my friend Erik Swanson, aka Mr. Awesome, and I'm going to have him tell you a little bit about where that came from, because that right there, Mr. Awesome,
what's up?
That is worth a story. That is worth a story.
I was down in the green room and I just took a sip. Thank you for this bottled water thing.
You know, I'm trying to stop that green room better. You know, your writing was a little too detailed for me so far, but it's okay.
I took a sip and I'm like coughing down here. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. There's somebody throwing toilet paper in your green room too. I don't know what's going on down here.
Yeah, I got people.
How are you, Michelle? Michelle Callow, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Callow, where are you? Hi.
Right, this way. Hi. High five.
High five. Which way? This way. High five. I'm so excited about being here. And honestly, I love my name in pink. This is beautiful. I love it.
We're bringing the feminine, powerful energy to the party.
I love it. I love being feminine. Wait.
Yeah. Well, you know, being in touch with your feminine side.
That's right. It's so good to see you. Oh, I want to share this. I want to share this with my.
Oh yeah, share it with your peeps.
Yeah, my peeps.
Guys, if you have comments or questions or things you want us to answer, make sure you post in the comments on my So What Now What page. I don't always see them on the Michelle Kahlo page, but I'm going to do my best to see those comments. I missed them last night, but we're going to do our best to follow that.
We already got a comment. Somebody commented saying you rock. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love it when that happens.
I wonder if it was me.
I don't know. That would be so nice. So Erik, the elephant in the room is what? Where did Mr. Awesome
come from?
Where's
there an elephant in the room? I need to get an elephant and put it.
I don't have an elephant. I have a golden doodle.
Do you really? Didn't you? Yeah. Did you say something about Velcro doodle? What was that?
He's just very clingy.
So I have a story before you even get into this whole thing. I have a story.
Okay, so here we go. Brace yourselves, everybody.
I have a friend of mine. She actually is ex-girlfriend. It's an ex pre-fiance who's counting. Anyway, what she has this dog. Go calculate that one. She has this dog, and her dog is named Beep Beep. That was the dog
was named Beep Beep.
Correct. I was like, why is your dog named Beep Beep? And she wouldn't tell me for a little while. And finally, she's like, look, if you really want, here's the deal. I rescued this dog. It won't leave me alone. Every time I walk the kitchen or everywhere, it's right at my feet. And I always yell, beep, beep, get out of here. Move, beep, beep, move. So its new name is Beep.
Why would anyone do that to a dog anyway?
The dog is so clingy. It was hilarious. So cute.
All right. So you have this. Yeah. Mr. Awesome, where did that come from?
I don't know. You just put it on the thing. I'm just kidding. No, I grew up, my parents were thinking, well, he's got to grow up to be something. No, I'm just kidding. What happened was
accountability. If your name is awesome, you better be awesome.
It was a self-prophecy, right? No, it was. I was speaking in San Diego at a buddy's event. His name's Greg Reed, and this guy comes up and he's literally standing like in line with about 50 other people that wanted to grab one of my books. That I was just doing a book launch or whatever. And he comes up to me and he points at me. I'm still literally getting off stage and he points at me and he goes, "You're Mr. Awesome." And I'm like, "Thank you." And I recognize him. It was Les Brown. That was Les Brown. So when Mr. Awesome, you're like, I think I'll keep the name. That's cool.
I love it. Yeah. So what is your message to people? What is it that you feel like people learn the most from you?
Yeah, wow. You know what? Interesting you say that. And I'm going to get real with you right now. So here's the deal. I think my message, I know my message to the world is the same as my message to myself, because
Yeah.
I'm learning and growing all the time. And I have to literally remind, isn't life a series of reminders of what to do and what not to do? You know, if I had a list, like if I give you a list, here are the 10 things not to do and you'll be successful, right? It's awesome. So my whole thing is this. I love helping and sharing the message to people that they're in charge of their habits and their attitude, and that's it. And sometimes we fail. Sometimes I fail. Right? I failed. I'll be honest with you. I failed yesterday, big time, big time. Like there's
Put it
like
out there. What happened? Tell us. Talk
yeah,
to us.
there are 3 people that know in this world. Actually, 2 people that absolutely know. Well, 3, including myself. 2 people that I completely failed, and it was, came to a head. You know that movie? What's the name of the movie? Something's Got to Give, right? And that just the title, it's Something's Got to Give, right? Things kept on creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and then boom, it overboiled, right? I guess it would just be boiled. It boiled over, and that's what happened to me, And I'm dealing with, like, I'm the busy. You know this. You and I talked about this earlier. The busiest we've ever been right now, even though the world is not supposed to be that busy, because we're all at home. Right? Well, I'm the busiest I've ever been with all these different projects that literally had to be shifted and molded and pivoting in different ways. So it's just, I'll be vulnerable and tell you, oh, somebody's at your doorstep. I'll be vulnerable and tell you, it kind of got to a boiling point for me. And,
so you kind of had a so what now what moment.
Yeah. Well, I had a so what moment. I didn't really what now yet, but now I am what now. So there you go.
Yeah.
What? Okay. So.
Well, I mean, your business is event based, right? I mean, you guys do the Habitude Warrior conference, and I'm sure you had to make some pivots, and we're going to talk about an opportunity for people to understand that, at the end of this. But your business, your whole business had to pivot, right?
Yeah. So that's the point. So we have exactly. I mean, March. My last event, my Habitude Warrior conference. This guy right here, bam, was March 6 and 7, and
wow.
We had 20 different speakers flying in for this, and we all talked to each other and said, "What should we do?" And we all said, "Let's show up. Let's do it." So what? Show up, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Showing up, and I actually have this question now. I'm curious to ask this question of the 20 speakers, or some of them. Knowing what we know now, do we regret showing up and doing it? Because none of us are sick, but it's really, I mean, we were changing things. We're all flying different places. I mean, coming in from different places to Houston. We met up with 300 of our guests there, and it was March 6th and 7th. It was right then, and then it really got really serious here in the States, March 8th, 9th, 10th, etc. So my moment yesterday was and this is a poignant lesson for myself, and share it with you guys, is I had this, a boiling point situation, right? Where we got heated, not really an argument, but there were 2 people, individual situations going on. And it just, it boiled over. And of course we all made up by this morning. Everything's good. Everything's fine. But here's the lesson is for myself, and hopefully your team will learn as well from this lesson, is things are going to happen, and you can either sit in it and dwell in it and really get yourself upset and them upset as well. Or you can dig deep and say, look, I care about them for these reasons. Why am I treating them this way? Why are they treating me this way? Let's work this out, right? And then the other major lesson that I realized for myself, because I am out there, I'm in the public eye. Well, I'm in the private eye today here, but I'm in the public eye there, and I'm on the stages, and I'm going around, and I need to live in this awesomeness, right? And sometimes I'm not, and I have to realize, look, only 2 individuals and myself, so 3 people yesterday that are privy to this whole information that happened yesterday. That's it. Now I can choose to either on the phone, let's do it. Where's my phone? We get on our phone and we start calling people and saying, you know what this person did, or can you believe this? And we complain and we let it get out there, and that way go like viruses, like wildfire, right? Ironically. And instead I held it and I said, okay, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to get in a good mood. And now I can smile at that only 3 people were really affected by this, and now we're all good and didn't go out there in a negative way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we're all humans having a human experience, and it matters. What happened yesterday doesn't necessarily matter. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we have this moment right here, like this moment to decide how we're going to treat people, how we're going to show up, how we're going to handle every situation. And I don't always manage those things very well. But one of the things that I think is a really valuable lesson that I've learned recently is it's not about being positive all the time, because positive, some people don't buy that. It's not about being negative, but it's about being just neutral, like but just real. Like what is really going on in this moment, and what is the solution from a real perspective? And I think one of the habits that I would like to really master and take on is just really managing neutral for myself, because I think I've built this muscle of positive, and it doesn't always feel sustainable. So, and I don't think I think one of the hardest things for people to buy is positive mindset all the time. Because sometimes shit's not positive.
Yeah.
But if we can, build the habit of, okay, so what's the neutral position that we're taking on this?
Right.
We can be a little bit more effective in our relationships and how we handle things. And I think that's awesome to be neutral.
And that's what, now what? I mean, it's looking, saying, okay, so now what? Now I'm going to react to this, which that, I was going to write a book ago. I ended up writing other ones, but years ago I was going to write a book, and the title was going to be something like, if this, something like that. If this, then, and it was just going to be on, if this happens, then I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this. And it's very similar to, so what, now what? So you have a chance. Another way to describe it, in my opinion, is reactive versus responding.
I remember saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to respond to things in a good, neutral, or real way. Right? The is in a positive way, I've trained this muscle, like muscle. By the way, I have memory. A friend of mine told me that. They go, "Oh, you have muscle memory." I'm like, "Yeah, I remember when I had muscles." So, I've trained the muscle, my mindset and my heart to deal with things in a positive way. I always look for, and I believe it's training. You can train yourself to do this. You talk to a friend of mine, John Astroff, on The Secret. He talks about just working your brain in such a great way. For me, I get my congruency between my subconscious mind and my conscious mind, and that's what makes me laser focus on the positive notion rather than looking at everything in a negative way or being skeptical, right? And I think you can train yourself to do it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, some people come up to me and go, actually, they don't come up to me. They come up to my friend, and they ask my friends. So they go, "Is Swanson always that?" And their answer is, "Yeah, he's real. He's pretty much % he's positive." Yeah, my dad's told me, I just lost my father really. Here, you want to show my dad?
Oh, yes, Eric, you're breaking up a good bit.
Oh, to break up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Range. I guess a lot of people are jumping on. I've got great on my end here. So
okay. So did you say that you just lost your father not too long ago?
Yeah, recently. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Picture of my dad and I.
Nice.
And my father would always say this. He would say, "Go kick ass."
I like that.
Whenever I had any event coming up or anything, he would say, "Go kick ass." And what's really nice is my true, good, great friends, before any big event, they text me and they say, "Go kick ass," because they know my dad used to tell me that. It's pretty cool.
I told my kids, I have 3 kids, and we didn't talk about this, but I have a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
All right, let me write that down. Okay.
And one of the things that I've said to the kids is, like, I want you to do what makes you happy and crush it.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, you need to crush that. So I don't care if it's art or drums or music, or my daughter's in acro gymnastics, a nationally ranked athlete. But,
Wow.
and I talk to my son, sometimes he goes between whether he wants to play football or he wants to do musical theater. And I said, babe, I don't care what you do. Whatever you do, just crush it.
That's awesome.
Just crush it. Go all in, because you never want to leave any regrets. Like, I would rather fail and fall on my face than regret not trying.
Absolutely. I love that. I'm glad that none of your kids said, I'm going to be a bank robber. You're like, go crush it.
Crush that. Just give mommy some.
That's awesome.
Don't leave mommy out.
I love the fact of crushing it. I think that's awesome. Just give it your all. Our friend Wayne Dyer used to say that he would have a you know who Wayne Dyer is, right? He had a suit that had no pockets on it, and it had 0 pockets. And we're like, why don't you have any pockets on your suit? And he's like, oh, because when I pass away, I'm not bringing anything with me. I'm going to lay it all out on the field right now, right here. It's just a reminder, right? To be awesome and to crush anything you're going to do. I love that. I think that's so cool.
Right. So looking back in your life, I'm sure you made pivots and had moments. I mean, we could have a so what now what moment. What was a big game changer moment for you?
Well, let's see. There was the time that I started my company, branching off from Brian Tracy. So my mentor is Brian Tracy. I worked with him for years. And then I told Brian, I said, hey, I'm branching off. He's like, good luck. And I said, great. And I said, someday you're going to be on my stage. He's like, we'll see. And of course he is now. He's great. And the thing is, that was August 8th, 2001. So
wow.
if you do the math and you think about it, what happened right after that, the next month, was September 11th. And it devastated, obviously, the world and, of course, the United States and all business as we knew it right then. And, it was a pivot moment. It was I wouldn't say so what, because in a respectful way. So that happened.
Yes. And that is a very important distinction to make in the so what, now what, is that so what does not negate what's happening or make it or take away its importance. Or like if someone has been attacked or raped or something horrible, it's not so what that happened to you. It's like, so what happened? So what happened?
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do to heal from that, move on from that, forgive from that? So it never is a negation of the episode or whatever happened. It's a clarification of clarifying, like, what is it that happened? Right. And now what are you going to do?
Exactly. Yeah. So like almost with a comma right after the so comma, what? So, I totally agree with you. And for me, that situation, that time period, I needed to look at it and say, okay, now what? And that now what was grieve for the time period that I needed to grieve for what happened, and friends that I'd lost some friends in the towers, and then say to myself, which I did, I said, okay, what would they want me to do? And
that's a great question.
They would want perseverance. They would want rock and roll. They would want me to go kick ass, like my father says all the time. Right. And that's the thing. It's all about, kicking butt and crushing it, like you said. And that's what I did. So I started rebuilding. Right. And now we're in a rebuilding phase right now. I mean, today I traveled from my living room to my kitchen and then back over here. And there was a lot of traffic. I had a couple boxers in my way, those dogs. And, but I got here, in time. So the point is, though, that we're always going to have pivot points. And what are these, take a look at the times that you don't have those pivot points, but you have these seasons, right? Like Jim Rohn used to tell us, right? And you have these awesome seasons of awesomeness. That's the time to grow and to move to the next level. When's the best time to train? All the time, right? That's all the time. It's personal growth. So my one of my major so what and now what was back in when I just started my new company right before September 11th happened. That was one of them.
I think that's where you grew, and I think you learned at that point that you could do anything.
Yeah.
And if you could deal with that, you could do anything. And I think there's some level of that kind of feeling happening right now in the world. people are trying to figure out now how am I going to pay my bills? And I think part of the reason that I started this show, like in the midst of that, is that this is either a time for people to grow or a time for people to be in fear. And I think it's time for all of us leaders, or all of us, messengers, to dump and pour into people our knowledge and our skill sets and our life hacks.
Yeah.
It's funny, and I don't know if you feel this way, Eric. I mean, I've been in personal development since I went to my first UPW, Tony Robbins, in May of 2002, and started working for him in 2003. And I just kind of sometimes assume that people know what we know, but they don't.
No, it's interesting, isn't it? It's really interesting.
They don't necessarily, they don't know what a limiting belief is, or what, some of the things that we just take for granted as people who've just kind of immersed ourselves. So there's an opportunity for us to just really kind of touch a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily be watching us, or wouldn't necessarily have a reason to kind of dig deep. And now people do. So totally. Yeah, it's I think the so what now what thing is a way for people to just kind of simplify. All right, now what? And if you're asking, and this, ask a better question, get a better answer.
Right. Without a doubt.
So I think it's so important what we're doing. And you said to me earlier today that you wanted to share five things with everybody.
Yeah. So
remind me what that was.
Yeah. So let me, for some reason, the internet is a little wonky, as my friend says. So I've got them right here. Actually, it's my Habitude Warrior. Let's see if I can scroll this there. There we go. So it's the Habitude Warrior saying, or the 5 characteristics of a warrior, and it's courage, passion, patience, strength, and leadership. So talking about those: courage, passion, patience, strength, and leadership. In my estimation, my experience for years, I've learned that these are the 5 things that I need to have to be a warrior in this time of awesomeness, right? That we're in. And there are blessings in disguise in all these different things. And someone was talking
hold on. Courage, passion, strength, patience, and what?
Yeah, it's courage, passion, patience, strength, and leadership.
I got those 2 back.
Yeah. And I actually put my hands. Have you ever seen me do this? I don't know if you've seen me in photos like this, but I'll put my hands like a steeple like this. Whenever I'm standing there getting a photo taken, I usually stand like this. And the reason why is not many people realize this, but Michelle, I'm actually putting my fingers together a certain way, and I'm saying, and I'm reminding myself these: courage, passion, patience, strength, and leadership in order. And ironically, patience is the middle finger, if you notice that. Anyway, but
it's not going to be when I type it up here, but it's all good.
Okay, all right, no worries. So if you take any of these, I mean, we probably don't have enough time to go through each one, but if you take any of them, I mean, it's really, really, really important to have all of these. I mean, just take courage to have, like you were wearing something earlier I saw that said fearless. It's actually embracing the fear that you may have and overcoming them, having the conquering status or state. Like my friend Sharon Lecter, great, fantastic individual and human. She talks about a leap with faith, not leap of faith. It's a leap with faith. I like that. Is that cool? So it's looking. My other friend Jason Freeman. Oh man, he's amazing. And I'm happy to introduce you to any of these people if you'd like to interview them.
Well, I would love that.
Jason's amazing. I think he's written in one of my magazines here. Let me see if I did an article with him, and Sharon's in here, of course. But Jason talks about this. He says he looks fear in the eyes, and he literally looks at it. I can't find him right now, but he goes like this. He takes fear. He holds his hand up and he says, "I see you, fear." And he names it. He goes, "You're the fear of heights, or you're the fear of whatever. I see you, and I embrace you. I look at you, and I'm going to breathe you in so I can get you out of here." All right? He actually does this exercise, and I love that. It's all about having the courage to succeed, the courage to take risks, the courage to reach out, the courage to jump on a live when Erik Swanson calls you and you're in your, you just jumped off your bike and you're all sweaty and you're like, I'm doing it, right? And that's where the things happen, right? I mean, look, Tony, our buddy Tony Robbins, he does his fire walk at 2 a.m. in the morning. I still remember October 28th, it was before you were born, but it was a long time ago.
No, it's not.
I did the fire walk. Like, I was there. I'll tell you what, the experience that I did, it was October 28th, 1998. That's the day that I did it. I was at the Peabody Hotel. It was probably right there, actually. I don't know if it was the same hotel. I think it was in Orlando, off of I Drive. And the thing was, I remember going out there and, we're cool moss. So we're out there and we're ready to do this. And there's scores of, 1,000 people here, maybe a little bit more, 2,000. And I'm ready, and my hands on the gentleman in front of me, and we're ready to go. I'm next, and all of a sudden I feel this tap on my shoulder, my left shoulder over here, and I look over, and then I look up.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", okay, this guy is 6'8" or something, and it's Tony Robbins, and he turns to me and says, "Excuse me, would you mind if I go before you?" I'm like, yeah, man, this is your show. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, after you, my friend.
Yeah, please help yourself. And he actually took a gentleman who, on one of his last dying wishes, was to be carried across the fire walk with Tony Robbins, by Tony. And he was a paraplegic, and he knew he was going to pass soon. And Tony carried him right in front of me. I was like, did anyone just see that? This is amazing. I mean,
I by myself? Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing, and I don't know why I got into that whole story, but I guess
you're talking about courage. And it's funny about the shirt that I had on today. The way it's written is different. It says fear, and it was less. So will we have fear? Absolutely. But if we can kind of fear less things or feel less fear, because being fearless is, I don't think, realistic. And I don't want to never be afraid of anything. Fear is a warning sign. Fear is a wake-up call. Fear is a so what, now what moment. Yeah. But if we can fear less because we have courage, that's really important.
Yeah. Fear less, courage more, right?
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, fear's there for a reason. It's an emotion for an absolute security reason, and to combat that in a certain way for myself, it's all about courage. And it's courage with your passion, but also knowledge as well. You don't want to jump off out of an airplane without an actual chute or whatever you're going to do, right. So you got to be smart about it. And brings me into passion, passion, like right now's the time to figure out what you really want to do, and sometimes, like, I was looking at this, like, before, let's say 3 weeks ago, here's what 3 weeks ago, when this whole thing was starting to, spread around the US and we're going to be locked down for a while, or self-quarantine and so forth. By the way, do you know what quarantine means? Do you actually know? Well, the root, do you know where it came from? No. It's so interesting. I just learned this the other day. It's Italian for 40 days. It's literally a quarantine, quarto.
Yeah.
40. And it was literally, the word was developed back when the plague was happening years and years and years ago. And they said, 40 days, let's stay here. What they didn't do back then was they didn't stay put. And what they did was they ended up leaving their homes thinking everything was in their homes, and then they spread the plague everywhere. That was the problem. So this quarantine means stay put, 40 days, let's wipe this out. So I was one of the first ones 4 weeks ago saying, look, guys, let's just take a break. I wish I could just call the president, call whoever I need to talk to, say, look, take a break. Just literally put a pause, put a hold on everything. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's all we need to do, right? No income and no outgo. That was my idea, but it never happened. So anyway, so I forgot what the point was. The
passion.
What was I talking about? A passion.
We're talking about discovering your passion.
So here's the deal. Passion is this. Like, for me, I was thinking, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quarantine myself, self-quarantine. I'm going to start working on my passion about what I really want to do in life, or in 3 months, I'm going to be a master at this. And guess what it is? It's what I'm doing already for the last 21 years. This is my passion. My passion is to help people. My passion is what I always say, no drama, serve others, NDSO. And it's all about helping people. So that's my passion. What's yours? Find your passion. There's something called the passion test. Passion test is write down 10 things that you would love to do and then start circling them. Which ones are the most applicable to your life that you feel that you can actually accomplish and conquer, right? In such a great way, and start working on that. Give yourself.
It's one of the things that people come to the coaching sessions that I do with Tony all the time is they want to find their passion and their purpose. And there's not one answer to what that is. And one of my really good friends shared this on Facebook or on Instagram today, and I downloaded it because I saved it because I think it's so true. And I'm going to put my glasses on because I won't be able to see it otherwise. And I'm going to post it later on, but it says, what is the purpose of my life? I asked the void. What if I told you that you fulfilled it when you took an extra hour to talk to that kid about his life, said the voice, or when you paid for that young couple in the restaurant, or when you saved that dog in traffic, or when you tied your father's shoes for him. Your problem is that you equate purpose with goal-based achievement. The universe isn't interested in your achievements, just your heart. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, you are already aligned with your true purpose. No need to look any further.
That's awesome.
And I think that's really, I think that's really, really cool. I think that's like, what is my purpose right now is to talk to you, Erik, and to express our purpose right now is what we're doing in this moment. Right. And we're passionate about the things that light us up. But people try so hard and they feel so less than because they can't find their purpose. Well, find a purpose in the moment and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll never fail. If you're literally finding the purpose in the moment, you will be in that moment. It's perfect. Yeah. It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I just think it's really important what we're doing. And I want you to share about the Habitude Warrior Conference. I want you to talk about that and tell people how they can get involved.
Yeah.
What that is.
And what it is? Yeah, sure. So the Habitude Warrior Conference. So it started, I don't know if I shared the story with you, but I was sitting with Jim Rohn. Did I tell you the story of how it came around?
A little bit, but I think everybody here needs to know.
Okay, so it's called Habitude Warrior Conference. There's a little flyer on one of the brochures of our conference. It's we've been doing this for years, and it's all a TED Talk style presentations. We have 20 speakers that are there for 2 days, and it's awesome. Little to no selling at the event. We have literally about a 2-year waiting list to get on our stage, which is really a blessing.
What do you have to know to bump that up?
Yeah, you gotta know someone. You gotta know this guy in pink, apparently. So, but yeah, so we started these years ago, and there you go, wrong one. So we started this years ago, and I forgot what the question was. It's TED Talk style. It's awesome. We do these all over the country and internationally. And our last ones were Toronto, San Diego. We're everywhere. And right now, we're obviously doing it virtually for the next few months here, and pushing back a couple of the dates that we have. We have North Carolina coming up. We have where are you, by the way? Did I?
I'm in Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh, I love Annapolis, Maryland. I'm from Washington D.C. area. I grew up in Maryland, in Potomac and Rockville, Maryland.
I grew up in San Jose, so we kind of switched. Are you in San Diego?
Yeah, actually, today I'm in Scottsdale. Yeah.
Okay.
Scottsdale. I actually have a funny story of the Ben & Jerry's in Annapolis, Maryland. Are you familiar with the Ben & Jerry's?
There is no more Ben & Jerry's. Is there a Ben & Jerry's in Annapolis anymore?
Yeah, or it was right there, right near the right at the base of the bottom of the hill, and you see all the water and the boats.
Yeah, not there. It's different. It's not Ben & Jerry's, but I know what you're talking about.
So I went in. I'll tell you the quick story, and then I'll get back to what I was talking about. So I went into Ben & Jerry's, and there's this line. You go this way. Was it Ben & Jerry's? Yeah. You go this way, and then you circle around, and then you got the plexiglass is right there, and then all the gallons of ice cream, and the people working behind the plexiglass waiting for you to order whatever you want to order. And they have these little spoons, little wooden
samples.
Spoons. Yeah, sample spoons. Yeah. So I took a spoon, and they gave me, whatever sample. And I was sitting there with my friend, and I was like this. I was going for no reason. And then it went whoop, and it went all the way over into one of the buckets.
So did you buy that bucket?
No, apparently it's happened before. They're like, we got a bleeder, get it out of here. You know? Oh my God.
That's great.
I was so embarrassed. So they got rid of it in 2 seconds. And they
well, now I know who to not go to ice cream with.
Yeah, that was funny. Anyway, so what we do is it's Habitude Warrior Conference. We have a virtual one now, which is going to be, in fact, you know what? Can I share it on the screen? Is that cool?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, good. I already did. There you go. So it's virtual conference. It's here we go. Habitude Warrior Conference Virtual Summit. It's coming up on April 24th. And this link doesn't work yet because we haven't set the registration up yet. So it's going to be set up in the next 2 days here. But it's really cool because we have presentations, keynote speakers coming on this from, I mean, you name it, from Joseph McClendon, of course, you know Joseph. We have Mark Victor Hansen from Chicken Soup of the Soul. Sharon Lecter, amazing friend of mine, great human being. Shanda Sumter, Laura Langmeyer from The Secret. Frank Shank started, oh, you love her? She's amazing. Frank Shank started Make-A-Wish Foundation. Ruben Gonzalez is a 4-time Olympian in the luge. We have Potsy from Happy Days. There he is.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, that's Potsy.
Oh my gosh.
Anson Williams. Everybody, you know, we have somebody who started something called Constant Contact. He's a great friend of mine, Alex Stern. He's right there. Anyway, the list goes on and on. And here's Jeff Hoffman. He's from Priceline, or he started Priceline. So we have a great lineup of just amazing individuals that are coming on to share their expertise. And it's going to be what we're doing, Michelle, which is kind of, I think is really cool, is we're making it more of a conference. So it will be literally a summit/conference. So what you're going to find is you're going to find a lot of attendees in the room there, right? And you're going to be able to connect with them. I'm connecting with, and big shout out to Wendy Freeman. She's awesome. I call her my secret agent, or my secret weapon, because she's awesome. She's helping us facilitate this whole thing, and we're going to actually have networking rooms. So the attendees will be able to go into these networking rooms virtually and network with other people virtually while we're on breaks and so forth. It's going to be so cool. And then,
yeah, I mean, isn't this situation making people so innovative? I mean,
yeah,
it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's forcing us to innovate, isn't it? And create and customize, and it's awesome. I think another cool feature of our event is, I mean, there's summits all over the place, which are great. I mean, go on them; they're amazing. For my event, we're actually going to implement the live stream of some of our past events of our speakers on stage. So you're going to literally feel me there when, like, Brian Tracy's speaking, or if we have Les Brown, we're going to put him on, whichever events that we're going to broadcast. So it's going to be really cool, and you'll be able to feel the energy, and that's what it's all about, right? It's all about passion, energy, and really having the awesomeness within you. So if we can share that with your audience, with everyone, then what happens is you take that awesomeness and you share it with your friends and family, and then the world goes around in a great place, in a great way.
I would love to share that on my my page and invite people, and be there if I can myself. Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what? I love this. This has been so fun. Thank you for being here and, sharing some time with us. And I just think what we're doing and what you're doing is so important, just to help people stay inspired and to really be the best version of themselves. And we're being called to do that ourselves. I didn't want to work out today, but I did.
Did you work out for me? I texted you earlier. I hope you did.
Yeah, no, I had my amazing man held me way accountable today. He's like,
right.
You get down there. I'm like, oh God, okay. No. But I have a pretty good workout habit, but there's days I just don't want to do it. But anyway, I digress.
You know what I'm thinking about doing? I think I'm going to be creative on this. Check this out. Here's my new idea. In fact, I'm going to write this stuff down a little bit. You know how Jim Rohn used to tell us, you can't pay someone to do push-ups for yourself. You can't pay someone else to do your own push-ups, right? I think maybe we can. What I'm thinking about doing is I may set up something where people can throw, a contribution of something that'll go to a charity or something, and I'll work out here for them. Okay. I'll literally, they can, if they put $20, I'm doing 20 more push-ups, right?
That's a great idea.
That's kind of a cool idea for charity, you know?
Yeah.
Push-ups for charity.
Push-ups for charity. Someone will work out for you.
Right. Yeah. So I'll get in great shape, and, you know, someone will feel good about
There you go.
So,
well, Erik, thank you for being with us tonight. It's been awesome. Make sure you guys share this on your pages, share this with your friends and family, and everybody stay safe at that. Remember, you know, so what now? It is a moment in time to pivot towards your dreams, pivot towards a refocus, a reset, because it's just about so what now what. All right, guys, love you all. Erik, stay with me.
Thank you.